Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here this morning for Yakusoko no Neverland, Episode 2. Last time on Neverland, we got introduced to all the characters, the setting, the fact that there are demons who eat them, and seem to judge the quality of the meat based on how intelligent or how well the kids score on tests, given that the one demon was like, get these higher quality ones, and it was the ones that have scored highest on the tests. That's about it. We've met our main trio of cool kids who are too smart for their own good. And two of those trio have found out the dark and deep, dirty secrets of the place where they live, the fam farm, if you will. So, where do we go from here? Do they attempt to plot an escape? Or do we have more of a slow burn thriller with them trying to accomplish goals underneath the watchful eye of Mama? I don't know. I figure their first thing to do is to tell the third guy, I can't remember his name. He's the one who's very Sasuke-ish. That's just how I think of him. I think his name starts, it's Ray, isn't it? It's Ray. Okay. I think their first goal is going to have to be to tell Ray and convince him that the place where they live is actually a demon food farm. But we'll see. Overall, I really liked the first episode. I thought it was pretty solid. I rank it below a couple of other things that have aired this season, but it was pretty solid. Yeah. I think it's I'm ranking like Dororo is as good as or better than Mob, and then Mob is, both of them are better than Promised Neverland, and then Promised Neverland is significantly better than pretty much anything else that's airing in the season. So, cool. Take that as you will. Yeah, good. So before we get started, there are a couple of things that I want to mention. The first is that my microphone is on the fritz, and I'm going to be saying this in the beginning of practically every video for a couple of weeks. My microphone is kind of dying, which sucks. So it occasionally creates this terrible poppily crackly sound that's like... Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't seem to be doing it this morning yet, so we might get lucky and get a good audio track. But as a backup, I've got, I think you can see it in frame, there's a camcorder with a shotgun mic sitting right there, and it produces okay audio after I've done some post-processing to it. Hopefully we won't have to use that, but if this audio track is totally irreparably damaged, then I'll switch to this one. So if I sound really tinny and like I'm on a cheap mic, it's because that's a pretty cheap mic compared to this one, so sorry. It's going to be this way for a couple of weeks until my next Patreon payout comes in and I'll be able to afford a new mic. Not a super good one, but something to act as a stopgap until I can afford a really nice mic that will be my, like, forever channel mic. So, that said, let's get into shill stuff real quick. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you're not subbed and you want more stuff like this is what I do, so maybe you want to sub. And if you are subbed and YouTube isn't letting you know that my videos exist, the bell can maybe help with that sometimes if you're lucky and YouTube decides to cooperate. I don't know. If you really like this content or want to support this channel or want early access to most of my other content, anything that isn't airing right now, I do early access for. Access to the exclusive Boo Crew Discord, or just want to help me on my journey to buying a new mic so that I don't have to deal with this wonky audio situation, patreon.com/Teeaboo is a place where you can go to give me money, and I can give you all of those things in return, and it's really awesome. So, shoutouts to all of my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me as you do. I really appreciate it. It is my sole source of income. I don't monetize these videos. You shouldn't see ads on these videos because I don't put them there. I can, and I don't because I hate ads. They're the worst. Anyway, Neverland. Let's get into it. I am not watching this on Crunchyroll this time because I've been having some minor internet problems, so I decided to just go and grab the horrible subs version from Nya. And it seems to start at the exact same point, so it shouldn't matter too much. It's just that I don't want it to suddenly freeze during the middle of my reaction, and Crunchyroll was doing that for me earlier. So, in order to avoid that, I have torrented this version. Yeah. If you're watching along, there will be multiple versions. There will be links in the description to should be BitChute and Mega. BitChute for pretty shit quality, but it'll be freely available, and Mega for pretty good quality, but you'll probably have to download it. You probably won't be able to watch it in your browser. So if you want to go and get it from there, that will have the full video in the frame up here. And if you want to just sync it up with your own media on YouTube, then there will be a timer version here. And if you're seeing me say this, then you're watching the timer version. Okay? Okay. Let's get into Neverland, Episode 2. There will be a beep beep timer. It'll go boop 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 beep, and on the beep in the green light, that's the same frame that VLC starts playing on my screen. So if you're syncing up with your own media, that's probably when you want to hit the button. Okay? Okay. Beep beep timer goes here. Also, I need notes. Connie? Yeah? Oh, dinner table. Is this a dream? Ho ho! Lovely. Yep. Nice and effective. Little spoopy dream sequence. Yeah, this OP is dope. It's a paper. Fire. Okay, that's a red string of fate. Then there's this flower motif. Why is Uberworld so damn good? So apparently these are dates. So that would be 13th of October, 2045, I think. Ha 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 ha! You can't act different. You cannot act different toward mama. Yep. Uh-huh. Right, and if you're found out... see. It's kind of warm. Yeah. We can't lose. Again, painting it like it's a game of tag or a game of something else. Indeed. Oh, it's discriminately, though. Yeah. Norman's got it. Mmm. Mmm. It's like veal. Aww. You are high score player. They rule the world. Okay, so we've got 2 months. Going exploring. Okay. The demons are there. Yep. Oh, you're gonna try to bring everyone. Haha, they just hop it. No compunctions. Okay. And there's a giant wall. He just wants to see. Let Emma do that. She's the athletic one. Also, climbing a tree in the rain. Yikes. Yep. Created by some kind of magic. Maybe. Maybe it has titans in it. Spoilers. Ruh-roh. What is that? Is that a tracker? Do they all have tracker chips built into them? Ooh. Yeah, how'd she find her? That adds a wrinkle. Which means she knew you just went to the wall. Unless it doesn't have the ability to look at the whole timeline. Yep. Let the games begin. Indeed. Alright, y'all gotta tell Ray. He's your strategist, right? Ooh, these are weird shots. But how would you know? Okay, that makes sense. She would have had to check the watch. Or the compact. Right. Oh, but she's hunting. Oh, we're getting claustrophobic. Hello. Hello. Oh, she knows. Well, she's a good little actress. It's the perfect thing to say. Playing the innocent child. Nice, they pan the audio. I like that. Alright, Ray. Yeah. Tuggy tuggy. Yeah. You shaking, Norman? This silence with no background music is nice and impressive. I love it. Hello, Ray? Nope, it's Emma. Okay. I'm waiting for Ray to figure stuff out. He's already helping them, but we don't know if it's intentional yet. What's this? What is this place? What is that? Oh, it's a light bulb? Okay. Oh. Stash those away. What if Mama is checking? Yes, that is a good idea. Hey, Ray. Tell me what's up. Woo! Right. Yeah. Well, we live in a farce, and Mama's an enemy. Ray is not sitting there. I. Yeah. Yep. That's why Norman figured out that he should tell them alone. That's pragmatic, but right. Yeah. 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 Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Righto. Yep. But she won't stand for it. I feel like I've seen this before. At least we didn't mince words about it. Okay. No, but you're gonna die. Maybe she was checking her scouter. Oh. Uh-oh. She called for backup. She called for backup. Yeah, she's real evil. Worse than Mama. But in a... not worse, more cruel. Nice. We end on a clock again. I like it. Okay. So the first thing I want to mention is that, like, I've seen this same kind of emotional setup a lot. I can't think of a particular example of it right now, but that it doesn't matter. This setup of there's a thing that is the probably morally right thing to do, but it's extraordinarily difficult, and if you were to take a simpler option, then you and the main crew could escape or do the thing or whatever. But then one of the main characters is like, no, we must do the thing this way. I've just seen it so many times. This wasn't a terribly executed example of it. I'm just kind of jaded to the thing. Which is, I guess, more of a problem with me than it is with the show. It's just very tropey. The scene with Mama, the scene where she's like bending over Emma, that was solid. That was some good tension. I actually want to go through it quickly and see what it is about that scene that made it so effective. I need sound. So, right. I think it's mostly that all of the camera work gets up really close, which is a very classic like horror thing to do. You get up really close, and then you start creating this air of claustrophobia, like blinders on, because then you can reveal what's behind the blinders, and it's something spooky. So in this case, Mama is the maiden monster. And here again, like, this is a very claustrophobic shot of this hallway. Everything, like, the horizon line is directly behind Norman's head. Everything is really tight and constricted. And then the sound design is also, we've cut out all music, all background audio. It's just his footsteps. So this is like we're waiting for a jump scare. And of course, turning a corner is another thing. Now, I'm a little bit confused by the layout of this scene because she's staying still, right? She's staying still. Norman walks away. Where does he go? He goes this way. So what's that way? I don't know. It's like a hallway that way. So I'm confused by this because I thought that Norman was walking away from Emma. And then it turns out, after walking down this hallway, that he's walking back around toward Emma. So I'm a little bit confused by the layout here. Right, so we get this shot, so we see it on Emma's face, and then this is good. We bring in background audio the instant that we switch to this cut. The layout of this scene makes sense, but where did Norman go? Right? Like, Emma hasn't moved from where she was before. Norman walked, I guess from your perspective, it's this way? Toward the left side of the screen, right? From this perspective, if we were on the other perspective, then he walked toward the right side of the screen, away from Emma. So it's like he walked around, but we didn't see that. So it's kind of confusing. So it's just a little soundbite of scary. Yeah. And then we have the audio panned fully to the one to the right side of the stereo track, so that we hear it from Norman's perspective. Her face is real creepy there. Yeah, her face is real scary. And then the zooms on the eyes in opposition. Lovely. Mama's eyes and eyelashes are drawn with so much more detail. Emma's eyelashes are kind of like just a blob with some spikes. And we release the tension. Still trying to figure out what it is about Mama that makes her read as such a creepy character. Like, at this point, we already know that she's the main enemy, at least in this part of the story. But what is it about her design that makes her read so creepy? It's effective, but I don't know what it is. It's not as though there's something really off-kilter about her face. The only thing I can think of is that her mouth in the classic A1 Pictures style, like it's A1 Pictures' mouth is just like a curved line with a break in it that gives you a sort of a representation of lips. Doesn't quite connect. Like, let me see if there's a picture of a different character's face with their mouth closed. Yeah, so switch to display capture. Okay, so I can do a print screen, grab this section, then I can draw on it. So like right here, damn it. I'll just use a line tool and express what I'm trying to say. So like her lips connect straight, right? And then Mama's do not. Cancel. But here they do. I guess that's not it. That doesn't really make sense to be it. And it fits the way that her lips are pursed, so I don't think that's it. What I was saying was, like, here Mama's lips don't quite connect. But I think this is just not the thing. This is just not what makes her seem so creepy. Maybe it's just the things around her and the way that the character acts. I don't know. Weird. I thought this scene with the tension release of Emma just falling is really effective. Right, and we get to see Rei figuring stuff out. Getting tablecloths. Yeah, this character fits an archetype of, like, the... How do I put this? Consider this kind of story set in a mental institution. This would be the big, burly female nurse who is cruel. That's this character archetype. Like the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Think of another example. I can't think of another example right now. But there's like an archetype for this. There's like the clever and conniving one, which is Mama, and then there's the big burly enforcer type nurse, or in this case, mother figure thing. I figure this woman is going to be real terrifying in a more brutal and cruel way. Like, this is a mask. This smile is a mask. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out. So where do the human children come from? I think that's an important question. They're brought here to be raised here, but where are they coming from if this is a world ruled by demons, which it appears to be? I don't know. I wonder if we'll investigate that at any point. Perhaps they're still hunting down errant humans, and the world is not completely overrun. There are little pockets of resistance or survivors. Maybe something like that. We're setting up a nice classic escape film thing. Like, it's like a reverse heist. Gotta get out. It's a Prison Break story. So we're figuring out all of the tools at the disposal of the captors, and we're figuring out ways to get around each of them in turn. So we've got the tablecloths set up by the wall. Oh, that reminds me. Prediction. Norman's gonna die. Because as soon as Emma said the thing with, like, I want Connie to be the last, I don't want anyone else to die, I was like, somebody's gonna die. Who's it gonna be? Norman. I think it'll be Norman, because of his expression of liking Connie. Don't ask me why, but I would call that a death flag. It's not going to be soon. It's going to be set up later, and it'll probably be right after he reveals confesses his liking of her. But I think that character is not long for this world. Maybe long enough, and then his death will cause a spark and, like, accelerate their plans in some way. Perhaps he'll get cold sooner than they expect. Like, he says 2-month timeline, they come up with all the plans together, and then Norman is removed from their plans at like a month and a half in, and they're, it's a big freak out moment. Maybe. That's just my prediction. Maybe it's completely wrong. Doesn't matter. But hey, if I'm right, I'm right. I'll take it. All right, I think this was a pretty good episode. Definitely not as effective. No, it was effective at doing what it was doing, but it wasn't introducing all the characters and introducing the conceit of this world. So it was an effective Prison Break continuation. we'll see how it goes from here. I think this is going to be a pretty solid show. The setup is fine. I hope we don't delve too far into the tropiness, because it just won't land that well for me particularly. Like, I recognize what it's doing, and it's doing it pretty well. Not the best I've seen, definitely not the worst I've seen. It just doesn't land that well for me. Alright, I've been Teeaboo. This has been The Promised Neverland, Yakusoku no Neverland, Episode 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much or more than I have, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.